WXII 12 News at 6 starts right now.
Signing up voters or creating trouble. How one group's registration push could bump some people off of the voter rolls.
And a terrifying ride. What this man is accused of doing to a woman who used a ride-sharing service in the Triad.
And a big cloud of flames. Witnesses say it looked like a nuclear bomb went off. Here it is, the coastal town where firefighters are still putting out hot spots.
And we're just days away from fried food, Ferris wheel rides, and lots of fair fun. But some things are going to look a little different, which you'll have to do this year before you can go in the Dixie Classic Fair. We begin with Commitment 2020 at 6. A push to register voters in North Carolina could end up creating trouble.
Yeah, a campaign consultant in the Triangle is concerned about incorrect or outdated information that could end up taking someone off of the voter rolls.
Bill O'Neill has tonight's Commitment 2020 report.
A Washington-based group is sending out mailers to North Carolina residents it believes are not registered to vote, helping them register. But that help could be a problem. The mailer from the Center for Voter Information is going to homes and apartments where no one is registered to vote. It provides a partially filled out voter registration form, telling the recipient to fill out the form and use the pre-addressed postage-paid envelope provided.
The problem with that is that because they're dealing with often incorrect information, when they partially fill out the forms, they fill them out incorrectly. In the case of one voter that contacted us, the voter's address was wrong. It included an apartment number that doesn't exist because it's a single-family dwelling.
Bill Busa, a campaign consultant who heads EQV Analytics, says that incorrect data such as the wrong address could end up bumping registered voters from the voting rolls. In this case, the voter was already registered and the address is not correct. If the mailer is sent in, the Board of Elections then sends a postcard to confirm the address change, and Busa says that's where the problem occurs.
In this case, because the address the Center for Voter Information had entered was incorrect, that postcard would be returned to the Board of Elections marked undeliverable. And by law, the Board of Elections then has to remove you from the voter rolls.
Busa says this isn't the first time the Washington-based group has sent out confusing and misleading information to North Carolina voters, but adds there's no reason to believe the group is intentionally doing anything wrong.
There's an old rule called Hanlon's Law: never attribute to malice what can be explained by simple incompetence.
If you're not sure about your status as a registered voter, go to the State Board of Elections and you can check it for yourself. The address is ncsbe.gov. That's North Carolina State Board of Elections. Under Voter, click on Voter Lookup. There you can type in your name. It'll show you if you're registered or not. You can see that my status is active, and I've participated in 46 elections. I've been a busy voter. In Greensboro, I'm Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.
The Center for Voter Information issued this statement in response to our story. Quote, "It's important to remember that no state provides a list of non-registered individuals, so it's up to civic engagement groups like CVI to do this hard and painstaking work. CVI mail pieces provide transparency and clearly state if you have recently updated your registration or are ineligible to vote, please disregard this notice."
Time is running out for local boards of election to pick new voting systems. The state is requiring paper ballots for the 2020 election. The boards can choose from 3 certified vendors. Guilford County elections officials could make their pick at a meeting coming up tomorrow.
North Carolina's primary is earlier this year. It's March 3rd, which means your vote could play a bigger role in determining party nominees. Researchers at High Point University asked voters about the large Democratic presidential field. Most of them said they would vote for Joe Biden. Bernie Sanders received 20% of the vote. Elizabeth Warren received 15% of the vote. All of the other candidates received less than 10% support from voters in this specific survey.
Happening now, the Poor People's Campaign is bringing its message to Greensboro. Organizers say they want to bring together people living in disenfranchised communities and help them register to vote. A moral march just ended in the Gate City. Now they're at a big meeting at Shiloh Baptist Church on South Eugene Street. North Carolina is just one stop on this tour, which will end with a big march in Washington next June.
Turning to Washington, where House Democrats are working through a congressional recess to continue a presidential impeachment inquiry. Today, they subpoenaed documents from President Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, for Ukraine-related documents. A phone call between President Trump and the Ukrainian president is at the center of this inquiry. President Trump asked Ukraine's leader to investigate Joe Biden as well as his son. A whistleblower calls that an abuse of power and accused the administration of trying to cover it all up. The whistleblower's legal team is working with the chair of the House Intelligence Committee to ensure he or she can testify safely before the panel. Tonight on NBC Nightly News, more on the impeachment inquiry. Look for full coverage from Washington that starts at 6:30.
Happening now, a man is accused of kidnapping a woman using a ride-sharing service and then engaging in sexual activity without her consent. Tariq Atuali is charged with forcible sex offense and kidnapping. Kernersville police say he picked a woman up early Friday morning but didn't take her where she wanted to go. Instead, investigators say he took her somewhere else. They say the victim was physically helpless at the time. In High Point, officers say a man with a hatchet charged at a driver. They say Carson Parrish, who you're looking at here, asked a man for a ride and then started yelling at him. They say the man got into his Jeep and Parrish then hit the vehicle with the hatchet at least 3 times, according to officers. Parrish is charged with assault with a deadly weapon and vandalism.
A former Wake Forest volleyball coach charged in a nationwide college admissions bribery case has his hearing tomorrow. Bill Ferguson is not required to attend the hearing. If you recall, he's accused of accepting money to get a student off of the university's wait list and enrolled as an athlete. Ferguson pleaded not guilty and resigned as the head coach.
An earth-shattering explosion. That is how a witness describes the moment several of these homes caught fire in Surf City.
Unbelievable. Watch this video closely. You can
There
see
it is.
right there, huge cloud of fire. One witness said it looked like a nuclear bomb had gone off.
That fire burned 7 homes.
Yeah, it caught fire 24 hours ago. Firefighters have been out there all day long investigating the cause and trying to put out some of the hot spots. Surf City is up the coast from Wilmington on Topsail Island. And some drone video gives us a better view of the massive fire that quickly spread. 3 homes were on fire by the time firefighters arrived, and they evacuated nearby homes. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. This video just unbelievable. Investigators say 6 homes burned to the ground. A 7th was badly damaged. Investigators say they don't believe the fire is suspicious, but they are still trying to figure it all out. A fire destroyed dozens of tents at a historic campground in Catawba County. First responders were called out to the Balls Creek campground late last night. The tents are a collection of wooden structures that are attached to one another. They've been in many families for generations. The fire destroyed 30% of the historic campground.
Getting to the weather, you're taking a live look right now over Ennis. It looks kind of cloudy, a few blue spots here and there. Lainey, are those rain clouds on the way though?
We have had passing rain showers off and on in our mountain and foothill communities, and even a little bit of rain that is starting to sneak into the northern parts of the Triad right now. Take a look at the radar. We like every drop of this, right? You will see at least some leftover rain from storms coming down out of Virginia that is right now moving into Forsyth counties. So just on the northern part of the county. Also, if you move up Highway 52 into southern Surrey County, you're going to see some rain over Rockford that may hold together as a few sprinkles by the time it reaches Jacksonville. Thunderstorm in progress between Galax and Hillsville, not severe at this point, but some heavy downpours and quite a bit of lightning. We also have a strong thunderstorm that's coming down off the mountains there in the northwestern part of Wilkes County. So we're going to continue to have these around at least for the next several hours right along this front. So the farther west you are, the better chance you have of some heavier rain, but maybe also some isolated strong to severe storms, as that is where we have our marginal risk area right along I-77 and points to the west. Now we have had rain just in those areas over the last 12 hours from just west of Stewart over to Galax down through Sparta. Some areas have seen more than an inch of rain shaded in green there. So you see that over parts of Wilkes County. So some much needed rain. It's the end of September and we will wrap up this month with just over a half of an inch of rain at PTI Airport in Greensboro. That is well below normal. We're going to look ahead this week. I'll tell you when we have at least small chances for wet weather coming up.
All right, thank you so much. Only 4 days to go until the start of the Dixie Classic Fair. You can almost smell the fried food in the air.
Oh my goodness, so yummy.
Yeah, before you can taste all the food though and ride all the rides, you'll have to go through a metal detector.
Yeah, that's new. Kirsten Gutierrez explains all the new security measures in place this year.
More than 300,000 people attend the Dixie Classic Fair each year, but this year is going to be a little different security-wise. For the first time ever, the fair will have metal detectors and new security enhancements at the gates.
So they're going to check your bag, and they're going to make sure, they're going to warn you to make sure that, you're not carrying anything into the fair that you're not supposed to.
The reason?
Every large event has focused more and more on security. It is just the way the world is going, and people are used to it. We want people to be safe when they're in here. All we want to do is have them have a good time.
Although spokesperson Siobhan Olson does not think the new security measures will slow things down significantly, she does suggest traveling light.
Be prepared, bring a smaller bag, don't bring as much stuff with you. That way you'll get through security a lot more quickly.
Along with stepping up security, the Winston-Salem Police Department will also be on standby across the fairgrounds in case of an emergency.
So if you see anything that looks strange, if your child goes missing, if you have questions, go up to any Winston-Salem police officer and they're more than happy to help.
In Winston-Salem, Kirsten Gutierrez, WXI 12 News.
All right, Kirsten, thanks so much. The fair, by the way, starts Friday, runs through Sunday, October 13th.
And Saturday is Batwoman Night at the fair, sponsored by the Triad CW, our sister station. You can take a picture and win some pretty cool prizes. Thursday, October 10th is WXII Day at the fair, and I'll be out there in the afternoon with other people from our news team. We would love to meet you. Come stop by, say hello, and you can also find a full list of fair events on our website, WXI12.com.